Welcome back, everyone. Alex with UpTrade.com here, back again for another iPhone comparison. Last week, we compared the iPhone X versus the iPhone XR, looking at two smartphone titans that changed the future of iPhone design forever. Today, we'll be looking toward the future, comparing the iPhone XR to the iPhone 11. We know that the XR was Apple's test for releasing a budget smartphone, which paid off in spades as the consumer market's reaction was exceptionally positive. In fact, it's very likely that the positive reception of the XR is what pushed Apple to release 3 versions of the new 11, instead of the usual 2. We established last week that, in my opinion, the XR is the best iOS device to buy today on a budget, especially if you're willing to consider the used market for almost a 50% discount off the release price. Today, we'll be building off of that, knowing that the XR is already a great purchase and comparing it to Apple's newest phone, the iPhone 11. Before we get into specs, I'd like to first acknowledge that the reason we are comparing the XR to the 11 is that the 11 truly is the successor to the XR and not the XS. We know that the XR is a slightly bigger device than the standardized X and XS. The 11's screen size and build are both identical to the XR's, with the iPhone 11 Pro and 11 Pro Max mirror the iPhone XS and XS Max respectively. By comparing the XR to the 11, we are truly comparing apples to apples, by comparing the 2018 budget option to the 2019 budget option. To start off our comparison, let's quickly go over the many similarities these phones have. Both phones have a 6.1-inch display accompanied by a 5.9-inch by 3-inch body. Both weigh 6.84 ounces. Both screens are LCD liquid retina with a resolution of 1792 by 828 and a pixel density of 326 ppi that rely on Face ID for secure login. Of course, they both run iOS, and like all modern iPhones, they don't have a headphone jack and rely on the Lightning connector for charging and audio output. With that out of the way, we can now go over the meaningful differences between the devices. The iPhone XR was released at $749, and the success and positive response to a less expensive iPhone enabled Apple to release the iPhone 11 at an even more affordable $699. The XR, being 2 years old at this point, now goes for about $400 to $450 on the used market, while the iPhone 11, being the newest phone in Apple's lineup, still has a high price at $600. Certainly the XR is cheaper at the moment, but I'm curious to see if the used pricing for the 11 will go even lower than the XR in the next year or so. Given that its release price was about $50 cheaper, I wonder if next year or next year the used price can go as low as $350. To start off with the first upgrade, the iPhone 11 has Apple's newest flagship chip, the A13 Bionic with 3rd generation neural engine, which is about 20% faster than the A12 found in the XR and XS, while also being more power efficient. Both phones will feel modern and snappy, but as apps and games become more intense with the advancement of technology, the iPhone 11 will hold out just that much longer than the XR. Water resistance has also been upgraded, as the XR, being the budget phone, was only rated at IP67, which means it can be fully submerged for 30 minutes under 1 meter of water. And the 11 Pro has received an upgrade here as well, rated at IP68, which is 30 minutes under 2 meters of water. And finally, we can get to the biggest and most noticeable upgrade from the XR to the 11, which is the addition of the ultra-wide-angle camera. On top of having a 5x digital zoom, the 11 can now also 2x zoom out to capture every important detail. The standard camera has been upgraded in the 11 as well. The XR records video at 1080p, but the 11 can record up to 4K footage. Furthermore, the advanced processor of the iPhone 11 enables a new feature called Deep Fusion, which utilizes advancements in AI and machine learning to take several photos instantly and stitch together the most pleasing parts of each photo, pixel by pixel, automatically correcting color, lighting, and sharpness in an intelligent way. This technology enables the automatic night mode, which enhances low-light photos to appear more crisp, clear, and bright. On the flip side, the front-facing camera has been upgraded from a 7-megapixel to a 12-megapixel camera, and Face ID can be up to 30 times faster and successfully register your face from more angles. This is a welcome upgrade, since on its release, Face ID was known to be slower and not as accurate as the highest-end Touch ID sensor in the iPhone 7 and 8. Lastly, of course, the XR was released in 2018, where the 11 was released in 2019, So the 11 will likely receive one more year of continued iOS security updates, meaning the 11 has more supported years left than the XR does. As we discussed today, we can see that the iPhone 11 is the direct successor to the popular XR. Almost everything is either identical or upgraded to perform even better. The biggest change between the user experience of these two devices is the inclusion of the ultra-wide angle lens to get that 2x zoom out effect. If you were purchasing a phone today, I would weigh how much you want the extra camera based on the used prices and decide if an extra $200 is worth it. However, if you are in a position of saving for your next device and considering your options, I would continue to save money over time and wait for the iPhone 12 series to be released, as in the near future, the iPhone 11 will inevitably drop in price, similar to the current XR's price of about $400. Especially because the 11's price may drop even further, considering that the 11 started with a lower release price. This way, you can get all upgrades the iPhone 11 received and receive one extra year of software updates, still receiving the best savings possible. Either way, both phones are speedy and fluid and offer a great experience for the user. If you think either of these phones are right for you, I encourage you to purchase one from our website, UpTradeIt.com, where we can guarantee the quality, safety, and experience for your new phone. Thank you so much for your continued support and have a wonderful day.